Okay, here we are. We're watching ourselves another Age of Mythology cast game, but from the point of view today of Cragghack. So I believe I made a video featuring Cragghack. It was the one where we were talking about the beluga whales. I now know how to say those because of Batchy's second account. But I said we're going to have a look at Cragghack's build a little bit more, because Cragghack has gone up about 100 elo since this last patch, playing only Thor. He's about 1974 as I'm doing this, so just under 2k. He's like top 30 something, top 40. So already we're seeing he does do the auto queuing gatherers right from the start, which I imagine means yes, he's going to have to get his copper shields because he's spending the food. Where before, if you just go for the dwarves, you end up getting these two armory upgrades first. You get the shield, then the weapons. But if you're doing this way, you get the shield in. And what are we going to be going after this? So it's all gatherers all the time, and actually no dwarves even on gold yet. I'm pretty sure Cragghack was in Soup's Discord saying that he does have these builds written down. They might potentially be on the DoD website. If I find out before I put this up as a video, then I will share that with everybody. If not, go in Soup's Discord and spam the guy. No, don't. But anyway, the map is Ghost Lake, which is a map which Thor has picked on quite a lot, because after you finish up these gold mines in the main base, sometimes you get two, sometimes you get one, something we like to talk about. But the main thing about it is once you've finished up these 1 or 2 gold mines, the other ones are so far away. And sometimes they are not just far away, but sometimes there's only like 2 of them on each side, and it's very easy for the opponent. So he's up against Hades, Singularity 1 here. So what the Hades could do is come forward with an underworld, slap down a fortress on this side, potentially pressuring the other side in some way. He could basically stop you getting gold, however way he really wants to do it. And the beauty of Thor is that if you're in the heroic age, you get a dwarven mine, and I believe you get 3k gold for that dwarven mine, and you can pretty much use it on cooldown. So 50 favor for the second one, 100 favor for the third one, and then that should then give you enough to really get out onto the map and do some good things with it. He's also, because he dropped his dwarven armory, the downside of playing this map is you don't get many goats. So he's only got 7 goats. That's probably pretty good considering. He also had to run over here and drop the house in a not the best spot, but he just wanted to maximize the scouting as much as possible. And the next armory upgrades are coming in, so copper armor, copper weapons after it. You can see they are all a little bit cheaper. And really utilizing these goats, so bringing over the goats, I think this is a really good shout. It's something that the Atlantean players used to do on the original game, is to advance quick enough. They don't have to do it anymore because their eco's busted. But what they used to do was send over a goat to the wood line, send over a goat to the gold, use those to get up to a 4-minute advance time or 4:30, and you can do something very similar with the dwarves here. So it means that he will be able to get a 3:35, 3:36, 3:37, something like that. A 3:37 advance time will Cragghack get here, thanks to his dwarves just going on goats for a little bit of time. And he's also sharing ox carts so nicely. So this is actually a 1 ox cart build. He hasn't built any more of them. Unfortunately, the Gatherer did get hit a little bit soon. But as soon as you click up to the next stage, then I think it's fine to just start building ox carts everywhere. There's no reason really not to. The reason you don't want to do it in the archaic age is you really want as much food as possible just to get up to the next stage quick enough, and then he moves 7 over to the wood to get all his bits up. You can tell this is a proper build order. This isn't just a move some bits over there. Can't see your stream. The error 1000 strikes again. I have no idea why that happens. Maybe I need to look that up. So sorry for that. We'll have to look it up. Yes, Ease was the other guy that was trying to innovate the Thor build orders, and he did have the double berserk opener, which was pretty strong. And yes, we're on Moose Mondays, and he does decide to go through Freya here. So Freya does give you the option to do some damage with this Valkyrie, or at least get some scouting in, which if you go 4-30, you're going to have to send your berserks out, send your whatever to go and do some raids, get some stuff done. It looks like the hearse is going to come over here. And villagers are cheaper is a very nice one to grab. And Cragghack's Valkyrie coming over. Maybe he's trying to see if the Hades is going for some kind of second town center. He has spotted this one, seen that isn't happening. So I assume this Hersa is going to come check this side. Ghost Lake is often a map where second town centers do come in. So we'll have to see. If you could build Moose of Set, would you be a Set main? Or I tell you what, I potentially would. That'd be too OP. He's not that much different to Isis. I think I could convert if there was a Moose of Set. Or a Moose that I could convert. I'd just play it on the specialist Moose map. And now Mr. Valgadar the Grey. Which one did he manage to get? So he got farms are cheaper. So managing to get all of these. And it looks like Singularity here is going for a bit of a hippiest angle. So this screams 1TC currently, unless he got a very, very early one and then managed to get all these. But the Valkyrie is trying to pick off one before she goes, before she runs away. But there's enough hippiest there that it's probably going to be a 1-for-1 trade, which the Valkyrie definitely doesn't want. But as soon as Cragghack gets enough favor, I'm sure he'll be building another Valkyrie. It's 18 favor, so definitely wants to do that. The Hersa did try and come and snare up the hippiest. The issue is he is getting a little bit caught out, but the micro, very strong, managing to get that heal off as well. And we are actually seeing Seth's room near, which it won't be for the Goldie. That's a bit of a spoiler alert. I'm assuming this is just to make your Hersas a little bit stronger. So this is HP for Hersas plus 10%. They already have quite a lot of HP, so it ends up being a pretty strong relic. And along with Thor getting the armory upgrades, this is why I say that, because I'm a bit of a Loki player myself, and Thor Hersas are just better. No matter which god you go, if you go for Forseti, you get fast Hersas like Loki going Forseti, and then you can get the armory upgrades to make them stronger. And then if you go Freya, you can also get an upgrade for your Hersas to make them stronger. So Hersas are a Thor thing. Oh, and also this one, which we didn't say about, they actually get more favor as a Thor Hersa. So if there's a Hersa Civ, it is definitely Thor. And just looking at Singularity's base here, he is going pure 1TC. He's getting a stable double military academy. So no archers for the time being. And actually, he is getting one of these. Is that literally just to scare off the Pegasus? That's wild. What would be the reason for this? I mean, obviously, taking out Minotaurs from far away is a decent option. But apart from that, I mean, he doesn't really do too much. It isn't like he's good against hoplites or anything like that. Definitely not good against Hippias. He'll get teared down pretty quickly. I love this base building too. Just moving out and trying to eventually secure these Aurochs. Then moving over, he can get these get this gold mine at some point. So really looking towards the future here and actually just go, okay, I said spoiler alert, he wasn't going to get any of these and he's getting loads of them. They also don't get as much favor in as the Hersas do because the Hersas obviously have that upgrade. The Zom does come down. And a quick look in just to push the villagers off these berry bushes here. And let's go back just to the eco situation because it doesn't look like there's too much going on here in terms of aggression. So it looks like we've got a Dwarf and Gatherer auto queue combo. So just going for a little bit of each. So using that Thor bonus of getting the Dwarves that are just as good as Gatherers, and then also not eating up the gold mine too much. This is something we did see from Cragghack when he played in that other game where we just casted the general game, is he doesn't go all in on Dwarves. I think it is very strong. The issue is that you do have to leave your base at some point. Bjorn. Mr. Bjorn Ironside. There. Honestly, not sure about this this error thing. I'll have to have a look afterwards. And here comes the Hades aggression. Looks like he's going pure Hippiest. Unupgraded Hippiest. Doesn't have any... Or is it because he saw a relic? So he did manage to get the Dwarven Horseshoes relic. So they are a little bit faster than normal. Basically role-playing as Poseidon Hippiest here. And that will allow Cragghack to go into some Herdmen if he really wants to. There are some Berserks here too. And while this is going on, he is going for a raid. So Great Hall is definitely going to go down. But there's more than enough defenses. Watchtower. And then the boys coming up just to see if there's any villagers hunting, and he has spotted some villagers hunting. He literally just slipped past the rest of the unit, so it's going to be an absolutely massive raid. Just needs to... He thinks he can take the fight on this side too, but this is the whole of Singularity's army. Definitely needs to run away from that. The herdman could probably turn around and hit them a little bit, but basically taking down all of those villagers. Absolutely massive raid, as long as Cragghack can get out of this situation. And there is a wall here, which was placed nicely earlier. The only thing I'm confused about are these goatees. Maybe we need to ask him. What's the reason for the goatees? Because they're quite expensive, right? Yeah, 80 wood, 40 gold. But Singularity, he's set up his base in such a nice way that the raiders can't really get in there. There could be watchtowers at some point also. Sentinels. And then the raiding cavalry are going to come out. Looks like there was a little red dot coming down on this side. So if Cragghack does need to leave his base at some point, he is going to need to go over there. But thanks to him building those villagers rather than the dwarves, he hasn't started his second gold mine yet. For Thor not to start a second gold mine until 11 minutes is absolutely crazy. Oh, hey, Rapple. Welcome in. Yes, is the issue from my side or is it from everyone else's side? It's probably my side. And actually, Cragghack even going onto farms does have his medium raiders up on this side just to make sure that Singularity didn't come back and sneak. But I mean, he's in such a good position here because he's been getting his extra dwarves anyway. Didn't lose that fight too badly to manage to retreat back behind the wooden gates and can sit in his base for another little bit. Does need to think about securing this one at some point. But Hades is definitely going to need to leave his base probably similar time to the Thor. So you do have to watch out. He already used his Dwarven Mine. Ah, thank you. Count one count. I was not paying attention because I'm trying to figure out this issue. Thank you. Yes, that definitely makes sense. Let's say Singularity's just swapped out into going hoplites. Both players just happy to sit inside this classical age for the time being. And now we get the Valkyrie mass. I assume Valkyrie upgrade. There's no Valkyrie upgrade in, which is interesting. Normally, even when you just get a second Valkyrie, I always get the upgrade just because it boosts the healing so much. It's actually a ridiculous amount. It's like 50%, isn't it? Oh, is it 33? 50% damage, 33% on that one. And the hoplites are there to defend this raid. But I mean, the raiders, there's just so many of them. It's more than enough. But the rest of the Hades units are in the base. It's absolutely huge amount. It's like he is going to catch out one villager, potentially a dwarf, going down on this side. And all of Cragghack's units are out of the way. But the watchtowers with the crenellation should do a decent job, as well as the medium raiders coming back on this side. And it is not often that we'll see a pure Hippias, pretty much, Hades affair. Do you have to watch out that Hades, he hasn't used his restoration. So if there is a massive fight that's happening right now, then Cragghack does have to have that in the back of his mind. But I think he's got more than enough herdmen to kind of deal with this mass, which does mean Singularity is going to have to run away. Those hoplites, they're not Zeus hoplites. They're pretty slow. They're going to go down so quick. Now, the Goaty Ball is here. Can deal. Potentially it's for the shades? Maybe that's it. He just wants to snipe the shades off. But again, they just kind of go towards the back of the formation and they get sacked while everything else can run away. But Cragghack does want to turn and fight this one. There is going to be restoration that he has to deal with. No forest fire that he can drop down in this kind of situation. Just needs to make sure he micros the right ones. So the Goaty straight onto that Minotaur, gets rid of that one, sees the restoration, and then bails. But he's still up on that population. Herdman doing absolute work. Yeah, Shades are myth units now. Doesn't say, does it? I never reinstalled the tooltip after the patch. But this side, I mean, I guess the Goaties are okay. He's even shift-clicking on those hoplites, so thinks that it's a decent answer to the hoplites. I just assume that throwing Axemen are probably the answer. But Singularity did actually go up to the next stage, so big curse being dropped down. But it means he kind of had less units in that fight thanks to that. And the Thor, he is now managing to get his Disablock tech so strong. Pretty sure they are, yeah. I'm pretty sure they are too. Actually, some dwarves sneaking out on these Arctic wolves as well. We've got 40 left in this gold mine. Is he close to the next stage? No. So probably going to have to move over to this gold mine. Great Hall being set up. These villagers, I mean, they're kind of being used as a bit of a scout for these dwarves. Can always get the upgrade just to make him a little bit tankier in case he's scared of these hippiest raids. But the Valkyries are here, just getting mad value on healing up all those raiders. And what is the call? Is it just more raiders? The issue is he is going to be up against potentially heavy horses that can also get some prodromus out, which is going to be a little bit rough to deal with. Literally these instead of throwing axemen. So what's the difference really? So throwing axemen do 7.2, is it per 4.8 per second, whereas that is 5.6 per second. So they do more damage. Obviously don't have a big multiplier versus the hoplites though. That is what you do have to worry about. Like Nemean Lion, I mean, that's going to go down so quick. Nice bit of micro though from Singularity. Oh, was moving it left to right. That's kind of what you want to do. And it looks like the Hades is fighting back a little bit. Pretty well. Has those hoplites on the front. Do they actually have their upgrades? No, they don't have their, well, all of their Athena upgrades, which makes them a little bit stronger. And that does force gold mine number 2. We said that you can kind of do it, and they're actually getting raided down this bottom side. But it does mean that Cragghack's winning the fight on the top side and grab that town center back here. I assume, where did he drop the gold mine? I dropped it back at home. Only 1,000. Only 1,000 in that gold mine. Which is why normally players want to wait till they get up to the 3rd age, just because you get so much more. But maybe that'll be enough just to push out again. You can also start spending food on Shield Maiden Valkyrie. It's got 108 favor, but then again, do you just want to save the favor for your gold mine? That's kind of the situation you gotta think about there. And unfortunately, all these goadies at this top side getting caught out. But winning the bottom side is going into a decent amount of Shield Maiden Valkyries. Got 4 of those bad boys. And then running back again. It isn't like they're super cheap on the gold either. Like if they're similar to the Chinese one, the Wuzhu Javelineer, where they're like 15 gold or something ridiculous, then I mean, you might as well just build them. Why not? They barely cost any gold. You don't have much gold, but how long have we got left on this one? We've got 40 seconds till another gold mine. And it's just a pure wood, gold-based army going throwing axemen, going goadie, because that's all he can really afford here. Just needs enough to be able to push out onto this side. Kind of surprised to not just see just one random Valkyrie just going around having a look, checking this gold mine, seeing if there's one up here. And it is we've mentioned it earlier, is the 4 gold mine spawn. There'll be one around here somewhere, I imagine. Is there? Maybe there's just 3. Is there a world where there's only 3? That's wild. Singularity does pull off the gold mine, but not before the Valkyries do spot it. Yeah, why so many heroes? That is my question as well, and I absolutely love this, because he's up against pure Cav, basically, or so many Cav, and he's already got that Crenellations upgrade. Just grab the Watchtowers, no reason not to. It will do so much damage to these horses. Just needs to get the wall up so that they can't tear it down really fast. Bringing the Chiron over, now the Valkyries are going to come back in, and it's just a pure ranged effort. Could even bring your units back here, so it's a nice little choke point on these ranged units. Maybe there's not as much hippiest as there was before, so the throwing axeman goadie combo, not awful, but normally we just see pure throwing axeman at this kind of stage when you're limited to the wood and gold, but making the goadie work. Maybe this is the secret. This is the secret to getting 100 elo, 100 extra elo. Just build loads of goadies. I mean, it does stop the Hades from building myth units. That is one thing. As we've seen, the Nemean Lion went down so quick. The Minotaur went down so quick. Pretty wild. I was wondering how he won that previous fight with Goadies versus Hippias. Yeah, I mean, okay, so let's just have a look. They have 102 health. Goadies with Thor, you can get, if you end up getting bronze armor, bronze upgrades, they do get more upgrades than normal units. So heroes get 15% or plus 5% or whatever it is. they get an extra amount compared to normal units. I think it's 10% for them, 15% for the heroes. So if you're ending up going for a big armory push, then your goatees are worth something. They do have more health. Pretty similar hack armor. A little bit more pierce armor. They're just as fast. They just do a little bit more damage. They just don't do as much damage versus the hoplites. They're like a peltast that doesn't have bonus damage against archers. They only have bonus damage versus myth units. See, he's grabbing this town center. I kind of love it. Singularity here is running back towards the main base, and he should be able to take out this town center. There's nothing really around it. The defenses are all on the gold mine. Could also sneak up to the gold mine if he really wants to. Did manage to get to the next stage through Scardy. That one was going up. So it does have a frost on this next one. There would be another restoration potential after the frost. It does have to be cognizant of that one. And now he's onto that next gold mine. Is he checking to see if there's an extra gold mine? Checking this one. There isn't. Looks like Scout of Singularity was on it. I'm expecting there to be one around here somewhere. The wood line's a little bit too close to it. It's just like the least gold you've ever seen on this one. And a big frost. Does manage to frost everything except these two hippies. They are going to run away. Hill fort up. And thanks to him building all of these wooden gold based units, I mean, he can just spam these hill forts up. Now there's literally just... Oh, there was. 2 gold mines each side. It's literally just in that tiny little bit of black there. There's also some villagers hunting on this side, which is absolutely wild. And everything in this queue. But as we said, there is going to be a potential restoration. I mean, we can see that the Hades does have enough for the restoration. You're not sure, but you just assume normally they do it. And there's going to be a pretty big fight after the fact. There's hill fort, there's double hill fort here, fortified TCs, nice garrison micro inside just to run away from that restoration. Now all of these ranged units, I mean, they're taking out the hippiest pretty nicely, to be honest. Maybe this is it. There's 14 Goaty and an absolute dream. Now the hoplites trying to run around. The frost giant, he's tanking pretty well. Transitioning into some Ulf Jarls, which is basically just tanky units, and does manage to bring that one out. So yeah, just... Sometimes this map can spawn in such a weird way where there's hardly any gold mines, and this is when Thor just excels, because he did get an extra 2 gold mines there. And a pretty sick build too.